Hi guys, welcome to the coinBLOG channel, where you can learn about all the most important events of the past 24 hours in the crypto world. How regulation will affect the Bitcoin price, the explosion of the crypto market in 2021. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are not subject to blocking, and that just some of this good news that launched the BTC pump. In fact, after hints from Gary Gensler, head of the SEC, the first Bitcoin ETF in the US could be approved this fall or winter. In the meantime, El Salvador has already produced its first cryptocurrency using the energy of a real volcano. Also, let's break down what the Bitcoin forecast for October and the fourth quarter of 2021 in general is, which will affect the cryptocurrency market. Attention to the key price levels by which to understand the main direction of the market. Cryptocurrency regulation is a major trend for at least the second half of 2021, although in fact US officials talk more than they do, but the signals we are getting are quite direct. The main one undoubtedly sounded yesterday during a congressional hearing. Fed Chief and Lord of the Printing Press Jerome Powell said that he has no plans to ban cryptocurrencies. He noted that central banks' digital currencies could replace some cryptocurrencies, performing the same functions, and stressed that some of them require government regulation. Translated into plain language, Jerome was saying that there won't be a hard ban on Bitcoin. You want to trade it, store money in it, pay to each other, that's your right. But companies that issue cryptocurrencies, especially stable coins, which is essentially the same thing the Federal Reserve does when it prints dollars, should be put under state control. And here, too, everything is clear, no one wants to share such power as money creation. The U.S. Congress additionally specified that the reserves of stable coins must consist of 100% cash or cash equivalents. In addition, these funds must be in verified banks, that is, those under the hood of the Fed, and balance sheets must be audited on a regular basis. No less important news, and maybe even a time bomb, was the hints of SEC head Gary Gensler about the possibility of Bitcoin ETF approval. It won't be the classic ETF that the grayscale crypto fund someday dreams of becoming. But Mr. Gary thinks it's possible to approve an application for a fund that would use Bitcoin futures as collateral, which are traded on the regulated CME Financial Derivatives Exchange. There are several such applications pending with the SEC, and Gensler is waiting to see what his subordinates decide. But in fact, these are the kind of setups that, at a minimum, should not be rejected immediately, and at a maximum, one might consider approving them. Of course, we remember one unpleasant story when CME futures first caused the final $20,000 Bitcoin flight in December 2017, and then the market went down for a long time, and as it turned out, approved this trading instrument just on purpose to deflate the bubble in the cryptocurrency market. In general, there is an unpleasant deja vu effect, again CME, again the promise of a new cool financial instrument, as if history does not repeat itself. On the other hand, the confirmation on the launch of Bitcoin ETF in the USA may become the very cool occasion, which will completely turn the market around. So far there is nothing like that, and Bitcoin is stagnating, so let's watch how this situation will develop further. And let's not forget about other regulators. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission has already issued a $1.25 million claim against cryptocurrency exchange Kraken for margin trading services without a license. And now it's going to find 12 more cryptocurrencies under a similar article. But this is still normal. The situation is much tougher in China, where they continue to kill miners. 2 large mining pools for Ethereum mining have already announced the termination of work. The hunt for miners is going on in every province, because China is going through an energy crisis right now due to high coal prices. It is reported that some small businesses have already stopped working or are powered by diesel generators, because there is not enough electricity. By the way, for the same reason in Kazakhstan more and more people talk about the introduction of a temporary ban on mining of cryptocurrencies, because there is simply not enough electricity. And that's why it's very good that there is such country as El Salvador, which President Nayib Bukele said, that so far it is still testing, but they have already managed to mine their first Bitcoins using volcanic energy. Now he can calmly change his status on Twitter from the coolest speaker in the world to volcano dictator. On October 1st, the Bitcoin price behaved as follows. We broke through the downtrend that started on September 7th. A good bid for the completion of the current correction, and on the 4-hour chart you can find an unfinished triangle, from which the rate went up. The target for this move is $47,200 and Bitcoin is almost at this level, so don't believe in technical analysis after that. By the moving averages, we had the support at the 100-day line, and right now the price breaks through the 200-day and 50-day moving averages. Remember, the golden cross appeared on the chart on September 14th, as one of the options for this development. It is the one that finally came into play. Should we be euphoric about it, because today Bitcoin shows a really strong upward movement? Everyone has to make a decision for himself, because the situation with the cryptocurrency market is always ambiguous. For example, crypto analyst Plant B believed in his stock-to-flow model again and gave a new forecast based on the September close. He notes that the key levels of $47,000 in August and $43,000 in September have been confirmed, and further in October we should close the month above $63,000. In November we will get up to $98,000 and $135,000 in December 2021. However, we should not forget to be cautious in the crypto market. This is the second time this cycle that we have bounced back from the 50-week moving average. This is extremely strong support, but how does Bitcoin usually behave when it comes to this line? Here is 2019, the market trend is clearly downward, after the second confirmation collapse to the bottom. Although it's worth discounting here for the beginning of the corona crisis. And here is 2018, again a bear market and again falling to the bottom after the second touch. Or 2014 and again a similar situation, 2 touches into the bottom, and in a bear market. Now, we are kind of bouncing back, but this is a weekly chart and events on it are unfolding at a much slower pace, so this bounce can very quickly change to a completely different direction. The only similar situation when a falling Bitcoin bounced twice from the 50-week moving average was in 2013. This is a bullish picture, which is an indirect confirmation of the theory that the current cycle will have a double peak and is just getting ready before the current price high is updated. The total is against 1 in favor of the bears, but that doesn't mean that the score won't be 3-2 now, and it really isn't a market recovery. What's more, no one knows how or what will happen next, and no one can know, but each of us can do our own analysis of the situation and make decisions about who to support, the sellers or the buyers. We never give you financial advice but only share our own observations, and now we want to tell you what we will base our decision about the fate of Bitcoin in 2021 on. This is not news or predictions. As they said recently, the only reliable indicator of the state of the market is the price. So the first call for us personally in favor of the bulls will be a rise above $53,000, the September high, and the next target is $64,000, which is the current historical high. And the opposite checkpoints for the bears, the first is below $40,000 and the second is below $28,000. Please note that all forecasts in this article are not a financial recommendation. You should always do your own research. And they are also directly dependent on Bitcoin movements. Thank you for watching us. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell not to miss the most actual and interesting things in the cryptocurrency market.